It's not a violent act, but yet you can't go down Lombard when they do that. And they've done that at least 3 nights, one of which I needed to get through. And I got harassed for it because they don't have the right to block the road. So I want to know why that's not included. It is criminal to block the road. You are not, that is not your First Amendment right to impede on people's right of passage, or right of way. And they continue to do it every night. Why are you not prosecuting those? It's more than an inconvenience. Because when they do that, one, that's not their fence. They disassembled it and then reassembled it. They were not arrested for that.
Hi, my name's...
They don't get prosecuted for that.
Matthew,
So they can just do that,
social media
It would be like if somebody came in front of your house and put a fence
for a professional
on your roof and didn't let you buy. What would you do?
Multnomah County DA does press briefing.
Because that's what I deal with in my neighborhood, Mike, and I need to know that you have our back. That they can't do this. That's not peacefully protesting when you are putting a fence across the road. But yet, those that did it may not be lighting a fire.
Policy that the Multnomah County District Attorney's Office
they may not be destroying anything. However, they did go on property and take the fence and reassemble it across the road. And then harass people they tried to get through.
Questionings. We will start with individuals.
Because what's going to happen is someone's going to get killed because somebody drove through them and almost killed someone.
Phone conference.
Drove through the protesters.
Conference call.
A truck.
You can hear us.
I got it on video if you want to see it because I was
Keep your
there.
phone on mute until you are called. And then we have 2 questions that have been emailed from local media, and we will.
I'm sorry.
I will read those off.
You know
so, without
Margo?
further ado,
Oh yeah, no, I'm Lou.
Lou, that was it, Lou.
Hi. So is she? I think she's at work.
No, I know. Lou's not,
And
Margo's not coming.
And what's your name?
Leo.
Thank you everyone
Leo.
for being
Okay.
here this
Hi.
morning.
Been working with Margo the last 3 weeks to help her get elected.
As Multnomah County's district attorney,
Yeah,
I
he wouldn't not
acknowledge
talk
the
to me. His
deeply
answers were
rooted
very
emotions
generic, and I just
involved
wanted him
in
to come
nightly
out and explain to me.
demonstrations
I wanted
that have unfolded in our
clarification.
community
And I even
in
played
response
the
to the
video
murder of
where
George
he
Floyd.
was saying what he would prosecute and not.
These demonstrations
And the problem
are
is,
being
it's like-
used to righteously express grief,
Oh yeah. Let's
anger,
wait. Start that over.
over that senseless act of
Well, you've heard a story with the neighbors. Do they know who
Multnomah
they
County
are?
District Attorney's Office. Shortly, District Attorney Mike Schmidt will be announcing a policy that the Multnomah County District Attorney's Office will implement effective today. After his brief remarks, we
The
will
neighbors
have
are playing music
guests
loud. They
come
go,
up
we're
to
gonna
the
call the police. I go, please do.
After that, we will then open it up.
They're all
for
down there.
questions.
They're-
We'll
they're
start
doing
with
something.
Individuals who are here
A crime or something.
in
It's
the
like
courthouse with us today.
12.
And then we will move to the phone conference. So if you are on the conference call, hopefully you can hear us. And also, please keep your phone on mute until you are
The
called.
rioters
And then we
downtown?
have 2
Yeah,
questions
rioters
that have been
downtown,
emailed
northeast
from
and
local media.
southeast
And
Portland.
I will read those off.
All of them.
So without further ado,
I don't
District Attorney
think that's
Mike
what they
Schmidt.
were doing though, but I don't know what they were doing on my way here.
You know, I agree with what you guys are doing. I don't
Thank you,
want
Brent.
to help if I can, but
Thank you everyone for being here this morning.
Oh, just being here helps, you know.
Yeah.
Right,
Like
the
if I'm
key
just by
word is-
myself, they don't take me
As
seriously.
Multnomah County's district attorney, I acknowledge the deeply rooted emotions involved
Batteries
in the
must be
nightly
going
demonstrations
or be low.
that have unfolded in our community in response to the murder of George Floyd.
Bullshit.
These demonstrations are being used to righteously express grief,
not really.
anger, and frustration over that
I'm pretty frustrated myself, so that's why I'm here.
countless other abuses people of color have endured throughout history at the hands of the criminal legal system. It is important to me that the voices of the protesters be heard.
And I'm protesting, so my voice needs to be heard.
Not enough. If we're going to be responsive to this
agree.
current moment, and the demands from the community who are calling for criminal justice reform, we must implement far more robust changes to this system. This policy on how my office will handle protest-related
Well,
cases
you guys are more than welcome to come to my neighborhood and endure the rioting. I mean, you're more than welcome. We hear them every 3 nights. every 3 nights.
The protesters
I'm going to make sure that they know his address
deeply
and say, hey, go visit him. Then you guys can have him. I don't want him on my street anymore. We hear them. We know what they want. They said they're not going to stop till they get rid of the police. Do you know what that's going to do to you?
Lou.
What?
Can't argue.
worse. Others represent
Yeah,
instinctive
guys,
reaction.
my opinion is that arguing with anybody is not going to get anything
Yeah.
done.
After his
What?
brief remarks,
Arguing with anybody doesn't get anything done.
Yeah, they're Black Lives Matter, so
They're too much entrenched in the belief of city.
Well, they live in this little neighborhood here. I don't. I live in Northeast
Yeah.
Portland. I live in a salt and pepper neighborhood. Okay?
Right.
I love my neighbors.
Lou, my battery's gonna die on my phone, then you won't
here.
have anything. No, I want you to hear that.
No, because they're not going
questions
to
that have
care.
been
They
emailed
don't
from
care.
local
They don't
media,
care.
and we'll-
Listen,
and,
Lou,
I will read those up. So without further ado, District
I think
Attorney
you
Mike
have
Schmidt.
made your point, though, and I'm not trying to stop you in anything, but I think that it's got to be a better approach,
Thank
more
you, Brian.
direct, and more successful.
Thank you, everyone,
and
for
I don't know
being
what that
here
would
this
be.
morning.
Well, the reason I decided to do this is to just give him a little taste of
As
what
Multnomah
he's saying
County's
he's
district
not
attorney,
going to help people with.
I
So, like,
acknowledge the deeply
I went to his door. He said, I would like you to get on the sidewalk. I go, so you're telling me you don't want me to trespass?
unfolded in our
But you said you won't prosecute
response to
trespassers
the murder of
unless
George Floyd.
they're being destructive. That's what he
These
said.
demonstrations
So I want him
are
to
being
know
used to
that this is stuff we're
express
enduring.
Grief,
this is
Well,
stuff that we're
anger,
having happen.
frustration
And if he's not going to prosecute
over
it,
that senseless
what am I
act of
supposed to do?
violence.
Well, no, I agree with you, and I
And
wish I could
countless
figure
other
an answer for you
abuses
because
people of color
we've
have
got
endured
a dozen
throughout
cities or
history,
more,
at
let's
the
just say
hands of
more,
the
but they're not
criminal legal
prosecuting.
system.
Chicago,
It is important to me that the
where this whole thing
voices
started,
of the protesters be heard.
Minneapolis, and so on and so forth.
And frankly,
So,
hearing
a whole
alone
bunch
Yeah, but here's
is
the
not
thing.
enough.
It's like
And we just got
there's
you're
so
gonna
many
be
things that we don't
responsive to
hear
this
about.
current moment.
Like, I have to
right.
see on the internet a 6-year-old boy
demands
that
from
gets
the
shot by a
community who are
black
calling
man,
for criminal
goes
justice
up and
reform.
point blank shoots that boy
We
in the
must
head.
implement
A 6-year-old dude's on his
far
little
more robust
bicycle
changes to
doing
the system.
nothing.
This
You don't
policy
hear
on
about
how
that.
my office will handle
There's
protest-related
plenty of
cases
crime
in
out
the
there.
current context.
It's not. It
is
shouldn't
just
even be
the
about
start.
black and white. That's the problem.
This
Well, it should
policy
be about
acknowledges
America.
that the factors
We
that
are
lead to the
Americans,
commission
and
of
we should
criminal
all
That's a
activity
heinous
during the
crime.
protest are
live by the
incredibly
rule of
complex.
law.
Yeah.
And
The protesters are
we
angry.
were out there with the
Yes.
flags, and I think we had a little
Deeply
better
frustrated
responses
with what they
people were agreeing
perceive
with.
to be structural
And Gresham.
inequities
And
in our
I did
basic
Sandy
social
as well Monday
fabrics.
night.
And this frustration can escalate to levels that violate the law.
Well,
Some of those violations
my
are
point is,
impermissible by any standard.
I don't know if you've
resulting in
like
physical
been there
violence,
and like
injury,
watched
worse.
like in person. I have.
Others
and what happens is
represent
okay.
the
So here's the
instinctive
front
reactions
line,
of people
and they're the ones
who have
doing
been gassed
graffiti.
repeatedly,
They're lighting the fires.
who have
Then
been
you got
struck
all
with
these people
kinetic
here.
projectile weapons,
If
and who have
they
seen
are
other
allowed, if the
protesters
police are going,
arrested
okay, we
in
need to
ways
stop
that they
them.
deeply
Well, this
disapproved.
How are
other
they going
lines-
to get through that
Well,
crowd?
they
This
deliberately set
policy
those people there to
acknowledges
stop them
that
to allow
centuries
them
of
to do that.
disparate
I know.
treatment
I
for
know.
But
black and
but
brown communities
he
have left deep
says
wounds,
that
and
they
the healing
can't arrest
process will
people.
not be easy
He
or
will not
quick.
prosecute people that are
This policy
interfering
acknowledges that our county dollars
with those
are
police
extremely
officers
limited, and that
trying to get to those
prosecutions should be
people.
guided
Because that's
by
what he's
they
doing.
Look, he's going on to the
know, how to
prosecutor.
invest
These are what he's not going to prosecute for.
And that many people who have been arrested during these protests for low-level offenses come to us with little to no prior criminal history, and we have little to no reason to believe that they will reoffend. This policy acknowledges that interactions with criminal justice system can leave lasting consequences in foregone educational, housing, and economic opportunities, and the tools of this system
must therefore be destroyed.
Don't
Are you guys impressed?
don't
moving forward, the
Very
district
good.
attorney's office will presumptively decline to issue criminal charges, which result solely from the participation in a protest or mass demonstration, when the most serious offense is either a city ordinance violation, such as a curfew violation, or when the crime does not involve deliberate property damage, theft, or the use or threatened use
So
of force
deliberate.
against another
You have to
person.
define that.
Yeah.
Crimes that
Well, you got caught in
presumptively
the
fall
moment.
under this category include interfering with
guys
a police
don't-
officer,
They're not here.
disorderly conduct, criminal trespass, escape in the third degree, harassment, and sometimes, in some circumstances, riot.
But he also said
I will
parole
also be
officers.
directing my deputies to take a particularly hard look at cases involving resisting arrest and assault of a public safety officer, if those cases occurred while an individual was being tear gassed or otherwise exposed to a use of force at the time of the resistance.
Resisting arrest and assault on a police officer. They're not going to prosecute it if it's been tear
I want to make
gas.
it very clear, though.
Yeah.
This is not a free pass.
It is a free
Well, I
pass.
will do
You
what
just
I
stated it.
can to
It
protect
is a free pass if he's
protesters
not
and
going to
make their voices
prosecute.
heard.
Yeah.
I will not tolerate deliberate acts of violence against police or anyone else.
You just said you would.
In that type of conduct.
That's funny. That was a contradiction. If you just said you would.
No, he's not.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Here, I can't listen anymore.
It's amazing.
Listen, guys, I do support what you're doing. I wish I could do something to help, and I think you've got the point across now. I don't think you're gonna get
Right now, I'm
further.
just being a nuisance because he said I can do that. He said it's okay. He's not going to prosecute nuisances.
Well, that's
And they
true.
were like, well, I should call the police. What am I doing? Is he going to prosecute? He's the DA. That would be his job. But is he allowed to prosecute if it's against him?
No.
Wouldn't that be, what do they call that?
It's a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
He'd have to get a DA from another county to prosecute the case.
And,
But-
but wouldn't they have to be licensed in this county?
No. All they gotta do is pass the state bar.
Yeah.
Remember when Chris was charged with trespass on that DA's property? They brought in a DA from Washington County to prosecute that case.
But he said they're not going to prosecute trespassing unless it's trespassing with damage. Because also if it's a misdemeanor, he doesn't want to prosecute misdemeanors.
I tell you, guys, I think that sometimes